And for this video, we will continue our topic about driving exam. And for this video, we will focus on the danger prediction problems. So stay tuned and watch this video. Hi guys, this is Alan. Welcome back to this channel, Gaijin World. Okay, for this topic, we will answer few questions about the danger prediction problems. These questions are probably or most likely to appear on the Honmen exam. So when you say Honmen exam, it's the second or the final exam for taking the driver's licensure exam. So as you can see on the screen, so danger prediction problems, the main cause of traffic accidents is not mistakes in maneuvering a vehicle, but mistakes in perception and judgment. So it's very important for us to make sure to predict what's going to happen next, especially when we are driving. Okay, it's not predicting exactly what will happen, or you just have to think ahead what may happen during the time that you are driving. So let's start. How do you answer this type of question? As you can see here, so I'm gonna read what's up there. Look carefully at the illustration and read the question written above it. Imagine you are actually driving. So what kinds of potential danger can you think of? Then carefully read the true or false statements. If you think a statement is appropriate or you agree with it, make a mark in the true column of the answer sheet using a pencil. So for you guys, while watching this video, you just have to answer it on your mind or you can also take note if the answer is true or false for each question. Okay, so you just have to imagine it's like you are answering it the way you answer the final exam. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so this is the question number 1. You are driving along at 15 kilometers per hour. When you are turning left at an intersection where the light for pedestrians has begun to flash, what kinds of things should you be careful of? So as you can see on the picture, we will observe first, and let's observe what kind of things we can see on the screen. On the rear mirror, we see a red car behind the vehicle, and there's also in front of me a pedestrian crossing. I'm in the corner. As you can see also, there's someone riding a bicycle. So I'm going to turn left in the intersection where the light for pedestrian has begun flash. What kinds of things should you be careful of? Okay, so these are the questions, guys. Number 1, the cyclist must cross recklessly, so I'll stop before the crosswalk and see what happens. Number 2, okay, let's just read entirely the question. If I stop suddenly, I might be hit by the vehicle behind me, so to warn the driver, I'll pass the brake with several separate presses of the brake pedal. Then the third question, the bicycle is still far away and I think I can complete the left turn before it gets near, so I'll hurry and turn left. Okay, so we can see the picture down the screen, and I'm running 15 kilometers per hour. For number 1, the cyclist might cross recklessly, so I'll stop before the crosswalk and see what happens. So I guess the answer for number 1 is correct. It's true. I need to stop the crosswalk and I'll see what happens next. I'll see what the movement of that vehicle or the bicycle. It's much safer if I'll just stop before crossing. Okay, so the answer for number 1 is true. Number 2, if I stop suddenly, I might be hit by the vehicle behind me, so to warn the driver, I'll apply the brake with several separate presses of the brake pedal. Okay, for number 2, it means that you're trying to signal the car behind you that you are going to stop, because if you stop suddenly, you might bump each other. Okay, so I think this is true. For number 3, the bicycle is still far away and I think I can complete the left turn before it gets near. For that kind of question, answer for number 3 is false. So true, true, false. Let's see if the answer is correct. Okay, so guys, I'm not sure with my answer, so please bear with me. So the answer is, okay, the answer is correct. True, true, false. The driver should apply the brakes early instead of braking suddenly. Okay, so that's for question number or the problem number 1. Okay, so let's proceed to problem number 2. Okay, this is problem number 2. You are driving along at 30 kilometers per hour. What kinds of things should you be careful of? So let's assess the picture over here. In front of me, there's two persons walking in front of the or on the road, okay, and I'm driving 30 kilometers per hour, and there's also a truck on my side, on the side of the road, okay. On the right side of my car, there's an oncoming truck, and I'm running 30 kilometers again. So when you say 30 kilometers, I think it's not that really fast, but we should really be careful when there are people in front of us walking or crossing. We don't know what their movement So the problem is, here's the problem. So there's the problem. Number one, if I hurry, I can pass the pedestrians before the oncoming vehicle gets near. So I'll increase my speed and keep driving. I guess the number one is obvious. I will say the answer here is false. Number two, the child might dash out in front of my vehicle, and so I'll sound my horn and keep driving. Okay, so I think number two is also false, but I'll try to explain later. Number three, it would be better to pass the oncoming vehicle before passing the pedestrians. So I'll reduce my speed, move to the left, and stop. So I think the answer here is true. Okay, so it's much safer to just reduce your speed a little bit more and try to move on the left side. Just make the oncoming car pass by. Okay, so my answer here is false, false, true. And how about you? Try to answer it by yourself and assess what answer should be on this problem. Okay, so let's see if the answer. I'll give you 3 seconds to answer. So my answer is false, false, true. And how about you? 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's see if the answer is correct for myself. Okay, and the answer is okay. The answer is false, false, true. So the answer, the driver should wait until the oncoming vehicle pass the side of pedestrian, and vehicle passes and pass the side of pedestrian. So it's false, false, true. Okay, let's proceed on problem number three, guys. Let's proceed on problem number 3. Okay, so here's the problem number 3. You are driving along at 30 kilometers per hour. What kinds of things should you be careful of? I can see mountains, and I think this is I'm passing by a field, and on my right side there are children. I think children playing on the road, and there are houses on the right side, and there's someone riding a bicycle on my left side, and on my rear mirror there's no one behind me. Let's try to see what are the questions for this problem. Okay guys, so these are the questions and they are long. Number 1, the cyclist and the children may not have noticed my vehicle approaching, so to be prepared for any sudden movements, I'll reduce my speed so that I can stop at any time. Okay. Number 2, it would be dangerous to pass the bicycle and the children at the same time. So while I have the chance, I'll accelerate and overtake the bicycle. Okay, number 3, if I keep driving as I am now, I won't be able to respond to any sudden movements of the cyclist or children. So I'll reduce my speed and maintain a distance behind the bicycle until I pass the children. Okay, let's try to answer number 1. I think the answer here is true. Okay, the answer here is true. And for number 2, it would be dangerous to pass the bicycle and the children at the same time. So while I have the chance, I'll accelerate and overtake the bicycle. I guess this is obvious, guys. Accelerate, then overtake. So I think this question is false because it's so dangerous to do that while you are passing on your both sides. There are people on your both sides, most especially children, and the one is riding a bicycle. So that's false. For number 1, I think that's true. Number 2, false. And number 3, if I keep driving as I'm now, I won't be able to respond to any sudden movements of the cyclist or children. So I'll reduce my speed and maintain a distance behind the bicycle until I pass the children. Okay, this kind of question can be confusing sometimes, guys, because you can see you are cautious about the people in front of you, but you just have to reduce the speed, and then you will keep distance behind the bicycle until you pass the children. So this is confusing for me. How about you? What do you think about the answer for this question? Maybe the answer here is false. I'm just guessing. Okay, so I think number 3 is confusing, but I'll try to guess. The answer here is false. So number 1 for me, the answer is what's my answer again? Earlier. So the answer for number 1, I think it's true. Number 2 is false, and number 3 is false. Let's see if that's the answer. And the answer is, that's the answer, guys. Answer is true, false, true. Okay, the explanation there, the driver should slow down and proceed by passing one at a time. So my answer for number 3 is incorrect. So it should be true. My answer was false. Yeah, So because the part here that made me confused is you reduce the speed but and maintaining a distance. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I realized my mistake and I hope you answered correctly. Okay, let's answer the next question. Okay, so here's the next question. You are driving along at 40 kilometers per hour. What kinds of things should you be careful of? So let's analyze first the picture. In front of me, there's a truck, and on the intersection, he's going to turn left. So I'm running 40 kilometers per hour. So these are the questions for this problem. So here's the questions. Number one, the vehicle ahead will probably take a long time to turning left, so I'll move to the far right of my lane and partly enter the next lane by crossing the center line. So it may probably take a long time to turn left, so the truck might take a long time to turn left. So I'll move to the far right of my lane and partly enter the next lane by crossing the center line. I guess this is false. Number two, the vehicle ahead will turn left immediately, so I'll keep driving at this speed. That's false. Okay, I think that's false. Number three, even after the vehicle ahead turns left, it cargo might remain in my lane, so I'll reduce my speed and maintain vehicle distance. I guess this is true. Okay, so for number one, moving far right on my lane, I think that's dangerous because you are going towards the other lane, which is the line for, or the lane for the oncoming vehicles, right? And partly enter the next lane by crossing the center line. I guess that's false. The number two, the vehicle ahead will turn left immediately. So I'll just maintain the speed because it's 40 kilometers per hour. I think that's fast. That's fast for this kind of road. So this is false. So false, false, true. Okay. And let's see if my answer is correct. And the answer is false, false, true. The driver should keep enough distance from the vehicle ahead in order not to collide with the projected load. Okay, that makes sense. I hope you have answered correctly the entire problems, or the entire problems. Yeah, and for this last question, you are driving along at 30 kilometers per hour. What kinds of things should you be careful of? So it's snowing, rather. It's snowing. There's a heavy snow, and you can't barely see the road because of the snow. In my rear mirror, there's no car behind me, and on the side mirror as well, but in front of me there's a red car. Okay, these are the questions for this problem. Number one, it would be dangerous to suddenly swerve away from an oncoming vehicle, so I'll drive as close as possible to the left edge of the road. Okay, number two, where other vehicles have passed, the snow is packed and slippery, so I'll drive where the soft snow has accumulated. Number three, my vehicle has studless tires and tire chains, so I'll drive just as would in regular road conditions. Okay, for number one, it would be dangerous to suddenly swerve away from an oncoming vehicle, so I'll drive as closely as possible to the left edge of the road. I think this one, the answer here, you just have to follow the trail because there's also in front of you, you can see the line. So I think you just have to follow the trail of the vehicle in front of you. Then I think the answer is false. I'm not sure. Number two, where other vehicles have passed, the snow is packed and slippery, so I'll drive where the soft snow has accumulated. I think this one is false as well because of the trail. It's much safer if you follow the trail. Number three, my vehicle has studless tires and tire chains, so I'll drive just as I would in regular road condition. I think this is false too. So everything on this question or in this problem are false, I guess. And how about you? I'll give you 3 seconds to answer. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So let's see if the answer are false. Oh, yeah. Oh, so the answer is false. There you go. The explanation here. The explanation here, the driver should keep enough distance from the vehicle ahead and drive on the ruts made by previous vehicles. Okay, so the answer, I got it correctly. I got it correctly. And how about you guys? That's it for this video. I hope you answered all the 5 questions for this part 5 of our driving exam. Danger prediction problems. I hope you got it correctly. I got one mistake, I think, for the entire 15 questions for this video. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like the video and comment down below. And if you have any questions or suggestions, just feel free to put on the comment section. Okay, and share it to others as well, those who will also take the driver's licensure exam here in Japan. So I hope this kind of video will help you pass the exam. Okay, and if you haven't watched the other videos, the previous videos that are related to this topic, please go to our YouTube channel and go to the playlist section. You will see there the driving exam playlist. Check out all the questions there. Try to answer as much as possible. Oh, everything. Try to answer and memorize the questions and the answers. That's how you will pass the exam. Okay, answer it repeatedly. Okay, thank you so much for watching. This is Alan. I will see you on our next driving exam video. Good luck on your exam. Okay, bye.